This is my 1987 Mercedes 300D Turbo, and although it may not look like much, this thing is so much fun to drive. One of my favorite things about this car is the absolute ground clearance due to the 4.5-inch lift it has. It's also riding on some General Grabber AT2s, give it that nice, mean, aggressive look. And if you're wondering, they're 31s. Believe it or not, this thing actually has a third pedal, and it's a 5-speed manual. This thing runs like a dream, idles like a champ. If you're wondering, the brush guard on the front of this is off of a Nissan Frontier. One of my favorite things about this car is the fact that you can push down these tabs and unlocks these buttons and allows you to lift the hood up even higher so it's at a more vertical position. That way you can get access to that beautiful 3-liter inline 6-cylinder diesel. Another thing I modified on this thing, it actually has the intercooler off of a Mazda Speed 3. But don't worry, it actually has the hood scoop to match it. So the motor in this is known as the OM603. It's one of Mercedes' best diesels they ever put out. A lot of people will tell you the 5 cylinders are better, but I'm telling you, you can't match the torque of this 6-cylinder and the reliability. Now the reason the transmission's so rare is I swapped it myself. This car actually didn't even come in a manual in North America. We got let down. So the transmission that's in this car is actually out of a late 80s W210, which is also known as a 190D. And some of those actually came with a 5-speed, and that's why I 5-speed swapped this one. As you can see now, all I really use this car for is storage. Consider me a hoarder. Another funny thing about the exhaust, I actually pour oil into this fuel tank and it mostly runs on oil with a slight mixture of diesel and gasoline. I mean, just look at the color of the fuel in that fuel filter. It's pretty much black. For anybody that tells me that's terrible for it, I could care less. I've been driving this thing for over 3 years and over 10,000 miles, and let me tell you, that thing sips oil and diesel. Actually, part of the reason why I don't drive it anymore is because I towed that Volvo over here to my new house when I moved using the Mercedes. And let me tell you, this thing can pull a car, but the clutch ran out by the time I got to the house. It still will move, but it's not safe to drive on the road until I replace the clutch in it. When I finally get around to it, I've got a nice big old turbo to go on her, but I just don't have the time yet. That's my 1987 Mercedes 300D Turbo 5-speed. And if you want to see more videos like this, you should like and subscribe, because I got an entire yard of cars to go over.